Hey, welcome. I don't have an intro for this particular show yet, so I just showed our new logo and played whatever stock music they have on here because I have not made an intro yet, but I'm working on it. But welcome to a day in the life of Movie Hero. I am Jordan, the Movie Hero Anderson, and I am just here to just talk to you guys, just give you a little insight on myself, maybe give you a little tour of my studio, give you a little update on the channel. Not a lot of new things going on in the channel, just a kind of a rebranding sort of. But yeah, so I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I want to do these live so I can be able to interact with anyone that pops into here. I am just doing this right off the cusp. I didn't put out any type of like promo stuff. I didn't put it on online. So if you're catching this, awesome. Thank you. And I'll probably put it out online after the fact and just say, hey, I did a little intro or like a little like day in the life and like update on the channel. So, but those of you that are subscribed, you know when it's live. So thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so basically, I just kind of want to just talk about whatever's on my mind. I might use this time to just like get deep with y'all and talk about some deep things that's on my mind. I might use it to talk surface level things. Might use it just to give you an update or like tell you what I did today, that type of thing. So it'll be fun. So it's kind of like a little insight into my mind, my like what's going on with me and the channel. So for those of you who aren't familiar, my name is Jordan Anderson. I started this channel. Well, if you really want to know, I started this channel years ago. Like it like was like 20, gosh, got to be like 2015 or 14, maybe something like that. I started it then, and but it was totally different. Back then, I used to be a big fan of John Campia. Not anymore. I am not a fan of that guy, but I used to be. Like, I wouldn't even say like he was like sort of like a big inspiration for me and kind of like a hero of mine. And I started off doing like movie news in this similar format to movie talk that they used to do, or on Collider or AMC, and I would talk about movie news. I talk about topics like that are like going on with film and TV and that type of thing. I talk about movie trailers, movie posters, all that stuff. And okay, outside my window, I got my window open and I'm hearing some kind of like loud whistling outside. I don't know if y'all heard that or picked up on the microphone, but anyways, so I started doing that, and then my computer kind of stopped working on me. And what I found out over years, my one of my hard drives just came unplugged, and so I thought that my computer was dead, and was going to get a new one. And then I realized, oh, I just got to like plug it in, and then that was like literally like 2.5 years later, or something like that, or even 3 years later, or something like that, of just like having no computer, and then finally just realizing that and getting it working again. And I started up the YouTube channel. I started out with a couple friends, Ben Rayner, my a good friend, rest in peace, Ben Rayner. He was awesome. And then Matt Majot that you see on the channel from time to time, and then 50 Shades of Grey appeared on one episode with Matt Majot's Top 64. He's been on the channel once. From Israel, Rajev is his name, and we did a show called Get Sweaty. We just talked about like some movie news topics, but we also talked about like we'd have our top five at the end of every episode, and we'd go through that. So started doing that. Ended up getting canceled from that channel. I'm going to be honest, because I tend to post a lot of political things, and Facebook is an outlet for me to post that stuff. And I really am trying to scale back, but I'm never going to stop doing that 100%, because everyone deserves an outlet and everyone is entitled to that. And I'm just trying to just like keep it to a minimum, just keep things upbeat and happy. I really don't talk politics on this channel really at all. Maybe on these videos I might a little bit, but that's really about it. And I did a couple of entries. I had a thing called Jordan's Journal Entries, which was a thing on this channel. And somebody went through my StreamYards tab. Probably someone that was trying to clean up Austin. Probably didn't mean to, but someone deleted that tab. And I had a bunch of stuff uploaded, which I do still have on my computer, that I'll eventually remake the tab and maybe do another Jordan's Journal entry where I really get deep. That's what one where I'll like really get deep, and like it's like an open therapy session. But I only do those once in a blue moon. But what I want to do with these is I want to, sometimes I'll be filming from the studio here. Other times I'll be filming from I'll be walking around the neighborhood. I'll be out and about in town. I'll be out of town. I'll just be in different parts of my house. Sometimes I film with my phone. I eventually plan to get a better camera setup, a better microphone setup. I already have plans in the work. And then like one or two more paychecks, I'm getting a really nice microphone. I mean, right now I got this little they call it the Samson, kind of like a little bullet mic kind of thing. So that's what I'm using now. It works decently, but what I'm gonna have is gonna be like really good. It's gonna be like the same thing like Joe Rogan and like a lot of professional podcasters, Adam Carolla and those guys use. So yeah, so I'll have that. And that's maybe coming. I mean, I'll probably have it up and going in about a month from now. So stay tuned for that. And then I'll eventually, I mean, one step at a time, right? Like I'll eventually upgrade the camera setup, the microphone, and like it really helped. Well, what helps us be able to bring you guys bigger and better content is by you subscribing for one, because that's going to get us closer to getting monetized. Signing up for our Patreon, patreon.com/moviegirl, which we are working on that, on adding more content, like being more active on it. We haven't really been so much because like I'm the only one who knows how to run it, and I'm really busy. I'm really freaking busy. I work a full-time job where I have to get up at 3:30 some days, 2:30 other days, and be to work by 4:30. And I drive to multiple locations. Some days it's right down the road. Other days it's an hour or an hour and a half away. And then I work all day. And when you get up that early, I'm freaking tired. I'm not a morning person, so I have to come home and I sleep. And then I have other shows going on. So the long-term goal is we want to get somebody that can run the Patreon. And we want to get someone that can run all of our social media, and also someone who can that knows how to edit, like video editing, graphic design. I know how to do graphic design and video editing really well, but I like to say that like I'm like near professional at it, but I just don't have a great setup for it. If I had a better setup, I would do more of it, but it really helps to just have someone who knows that stuff to help us out. So if you're watching or you're tuning in and you know how to do any of that stuff, or would like to be a part of the channel and do that, let me know. Hit me up. It's got to be someone that's reliable, we can trust to handle all that stuff. And yeah, so just let me know. You can DM me on Facebook, or in the description we have an email. We have you can come on here and you can comment in the live chat. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways. Instagram, probably Facebook DM is the best way, though. I'll just yeah, that's the best way. But and yeah, so I really want to plan to do more with this channel. Eventually, long term, I've talked about this before. I want to do travel vlogs. I want to travel all around the country, around the world, bring the camera along with me for the ride. And I want to be able to I tell you guys the best way to do different trips, different vacations. And the problem with that is I don't have a full-time editor. So like I've recorded actually like 4 or 5 different travel vlogs that are just sitting in the can. I don't have time to edit it. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of work. And so I eventually want to get to those, but it may take some time until I have more help with that type of thing. The other thing is, if anyone knows a good suggestion on how to get the settings right, I bought these wireless microphones, and I want to use them for traveling. I wish I had them. Let me actually see. If you bear with me 1 second, I think I do have them because I want to show them to you guys. Give me like 10 seconds, something like that. I'll be back, or 15. All right, so here they are. I got this little pouch here, and it's got my wireless microphone set up there. These Rode Wireless GoPro 2s, or yeah, I think it's called Rode Wireless Go 2. But these are the two little mics right here. One of them has a little windsock on it to like protect from wind getting in the mic, and then I have the receiver one, which it's not in here. Well, there's a third piece. I know, but that I actually give me one second because it should be in here. Hold up, hold up. I'll be right back. Well, that's not good. I'm missing the receiver for that, so that's not good. But I'm gonna look through this big bag of cords that I have. Maybe that I'll get very lucky and it'll be sitting in here. But I'm just gonna do this. Sorry for the noise. I'll do it while we talk. But I'll find it. It's around here somewhere. I just don't have it handy right at this second. But anyways, but basically what it is though, and it really should be three pieces in this pouch instead of two. But there are receivers. You plug them into your phone, and then you just clip it onto you, and it's a wireless microphone. And the wireless microphones were expensive. They're like almost $200 for these things, and for whatever reason, I can't quite get the settings 100% right. Like that the audio sounds bad, and I know it's something to do with the settings, so I just got to figure that out, work it out. And I'm sure that other piece is floating around in my bag. That kind of has me slightly worried, but I'll find it. But yeah, if anyone knows like anything about that and can give me a heads up, or any other microphones that work good or will work better, let me know, because I need to have good audio. That's key. That's key to these things, is having good audio. So I'll get there. I'll figure it out. Um, but yeah, basically what we have going on tonight, we are doing some trivia on the channel. We got Seen and Heard trivia. It's our grand champions match. So if you're watching this on a Sunday, the 15th, 2023, we're doing a grand champions match. It's going to be a bunch of our former winners: Moose Haas, Austin Pez Howell. We're going to have Ryan Permison. We're going to have the winners of our free for all. That's going to be Jonathan Caro. And then we're also going to have our MVP of the free for all, JPO. It will be a part of that as well. So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that one. It's going down at 9 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, basically, if you want to get to know more about me, I'm just trying to think everything that I can tell you, because I'm doing this off the dome. I don't really have anything like prepared, like anything. So I just want it to be live and just more like from the heart and that kind of thing. I'm not reading off paper. But basically, today was an easy day for me. It was a Sunday, so and normally I go to church on Sundays, but I had an issue with my computer that I had to take care of in order to make trivia go smoothly tonight. I thought maybe my computer crashed earlier today, because I was rebranding the channel, and I tried to make graphics that were such high resolution that my graphics card and my processor couldn't handle it. So it crashed my computer, literally crashed my computer. So for like 10 minutes, I'm trying to figure out why my computer won't run, and I eventually got it started, and like I had a little bit of a panic for a second, but then I got it started, and we're all good. We're good to go. I am building a new computer next summer, but I want to go top of the line. For me, it's just better off for me to wait until I can afford the top of the line things when it comes to my technology. That's the only thing that I feel like I really need top of the line. For most other things, I don't care. But for technology, I like to have a really nice phone, a really nice TV, sound system. Like I want to have like all the equipment that I use. I want it to be top of the line. So I'm gonna wait until I have the money and the time. I'm going to have a friend of mine who knows how to build computers. We're going to get all the parts for it, and we're going to take a few days, and we're going to build it. I'm going to go to Boise, and my buddy Mark, he's going to teach me how to build a computer, which I know somewhat, but not totally. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And but I'll have a brand new microphone before then for sure. Maybe a camera. I don't know. Maybe a new camera, but I definitely want to upgrade so we can start broadcasting in 1080p, because that like all that takes. I have a camera that does it, but it just takes paying a little more on StreamYards to do it. So I want to do that. So I'm gonna try to have it ready for trivia tonight. I don't know. I got a little bit of prep I got to do to make sure everything's ready to roll, but I'm gonna try. But and yeah, that's let's see. We've got Brian tuning in and says, "Is Mark going to be the Mr. Miyagi when you learn how to build a computer?" Yeah, he'll essentially be like that, just like teaching me how to do it. So next time I can do it on my own. But yeah, I want like the best graphics card I can get, a really nice monitor, like fastest processors I can find. I want the computer to look cool and sleek and have like good cooling and good power sources and like light up and all that cool stuff. So I'll definitely show it off once I finally get that done. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of a few things that were on my mind while I'm here doing the day in my life. One of the things, I was supposed to go to church today. I didn't because I had that big issue with my computer that I figured it out. But I try to go to church every week. I go to the Mormon church. But I'll just say my family are all diehard Mormons except for my mom. My mom doesn't believe in the church. She used to be, but she doesn't after my parents got divorced. But that was like 3.5 years ago or something. And so she's on her own path. We're still really close with her. We're still great. Like I love my mom a lot. We're best friends. I just don't get to see her as much as I used to. But when I see her, we always have a good time, and it's always fun, and we respect whatever she wants to believe, and it's fine. And for me, like I'm kind of in between. I don't really care if I go to church every single week. It doesn't really matter to me that much, as long as I can like read my scriptures and like study things of the church and like listen to talks by our general authorities and our leaders of the church. Then I feel like I'm good. But I mean, I want to try to go every week if I can. But if something comes up and I can't, or I'm out of town or something, then I just can't, and I'm not going to freak out about it like other members of my family probably would. And I have a brother who's very, very like into the church, like so much so that he's been officially diagnosed. There's a term for it that's like a religious OCD, where he feels like he's never going to live up to what God wants him to be, and he's never going to be a very good person, because he always feels like there's more that he can be doing and he should be doing, and he lives a very, like, the best way to put it is a goody two shoes like a type of life, where doesn't watch any PG-13 movie, only G and PG. He like spends a lot of time reading the scriptures and praying, and like doesn't participate in a lot of things in life. And like I feel kind of like bad for him in some ways, but I also respect it in a lot of ways too. I mean, he's living a good life, and maybe it makes him a better person, but in a way it's kind of hard because he doesn't want to be a part of things that we want him to be a part of. So it's kind of interesting, but I don't want to get into like church talk like too much. But let's see. I see JPO tuning in. Yeah, show it off. Oh, show it off. Yeah. So I am going to show off some things in my studio and that kind of thing. And I'm going to show off the computer when I get it. I'll show off all that stuff. But one of the things, though, speaking of that, well, actually, before I get into that, I want to finish my thought because I was going somewhere with that. The whole religion thing. I'm like in between. Like I swear sometimes I like go see R-rated movies. I do things a lot of people, members in our church, don't do. But then there's things that I follow. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't like do any drugs of any kind. I don't really do that. I mean, I'll take an occasional edible, marijuana edible. I got some here actually, like right here. So here's a little thing, you know, but they're bought and paid for legally. So it's from the earth, right? That's my only exception. But and I yeah, so I believe in the church. I'm just not like, I have some issues with it, and especially with the local leadership. I've already posted about that, so I don't want to get into it too much, of how I couldn't be at my brother's wedding or my sister's wedding to see them get married, and my mom couldn't be either. And I haven't done anything wrong except for not going to church every single week, or to a certain church at a certain time that they want me to go to, because we're in a certain boundaries where we live, and there's a congregation that meets for that particular boundaries. And so I don't go to that because it's too early in the morning, and sometimes it interferes with my work schedule and all that. So I just don't. And they wouldn't let me go into the Mormon temple to see them get married. So that's a whole other thing, though. I'm not going to get into that too much. You can look at my social media and read about it and comment on it if you want to. So yeah, I'm kind of like in between. And one other thing that's been on my mind a little bit that I just wanted to briefly brush over. So I think so. I have 5 siblings overall, including myself. So there's 4 brothers and 1 sister in my family. I'm the oldest, and my sister's the youngest. My sister just got married. One of my brothers just got married. I have another brother that lives down the road from me, and he's married with 5 kids. He's been married a while, and I have one brother who's still single. Thank gosh, because one of my things, and I know this is very selfish of me to think, but where I live, so I live with my dad. So you can make the joke, oh, you're living in your parents' basement or whatever. It's a nice basement. It's just where all the bedrooms happen to be are mostly in the basement. So I just have one of the 6 bedrooms we have here. I just chose to be down here, so my dad can be upstairs, and then I can be down here, and I can stream late at night, and I can make noise, or I can do whatever I want to do, have my own space, and then he can have his space. But I'm living here because I was divorced about well, I mean, technically my divorce was final earlier this year, but I've been separated about 2 years or so from my ex-wife, and then my dad kept kind of helping me get back on my feet. And then I wasn't sure if I was going to stay here and live here, but I ended up getting a job here. So I work for Fred Meyer's. I run all their merchandising teams. Yeah, and Brian says drugs are bad, and Kay, drugs are bad. Yeah, that's South Park. But so yeah, I run all the retail merchandising teams that reset all the products in the store, and so I run it for Pocatello, where I live. You can look that on a map. It's a small town. Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. I'm not going to be doing Twin Falls forever. I'm just doing it temporary. Where they're getting some other people trained up. Myself kind of more trained up because I'm still new at the job. But I mean, I basically know everything I need to know. But so because of that, I decided to stay here for a little longer because I got a job. I'm not going to stay here forever. Like I am going to live on my own, or I'm going to find someone to move in with or something like that soon. I just don't know where. I'm single. I'm a free spirit. I go wherever the wind blows. And so I could be like literally anywhere. Most of my family's in Idaho and Utah, but I know people in Washington. I know people in California. I know a couple people back east, not very many. Austin lives back east, and I got a cousin or a couple cousins out there. But or I could go anywhere. Like I love exploring new places. I'm an adventurer. I love to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, like who knows? Like eventually, and like I'll say this: I really like the job that I have, but I'm just more of a person who like needs to work like either remotely or by myself. I'm not really like a person that loves to work with teams. Like I'm trying to move over. I mean, with YouTube, I love like hanging out with people and talking to them and working with people on YouTube. That's a totally different thing. But it's like a passion of mine, and I love like-minded people. But at a job like so like I've talked about being on the autistic scale. I've talked about my my ADD. So I have the attention deficit disorder, but not the hyper part. So and then I have a little bit of a stutter, so that affects some things I'm able to do. It's not a very big one, but it does it run in my family on my dad's side. It's a genetic thing. So I with the ADHD, it just makes it hard for me to sit for long periods of time. If it's something I'm not interested in, if it's something I'm really interested in, I can do it. But that's another reason why it makes church hard to sit through those long, boring meetings. They had people drawing on and on and on and blah 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 blah, and it's like I'm in it for like 15 minutes, and then I got to get up and walk around or out in the halls, or like I got to be on my phone, like just like texting people or like I don't know, like even prepping for the show, I'll sit there and do it on my phone at church during our sacrament meetings, what we call our main meeting. But and then with the autistic stuff, like that's what makes it hard for me to work with teams or with people. And like when I say that I'm on the autistic scale, I'm very high functioning. I can live on my own. I was married for 6 years. I've had jobs that have lasted years and years and years. I mean, I can function like normally, but it's just that I have a few hard things. Like one thing is I have a hard time with people of authority. So cops, teachers, bosses at school, like people that try to tell me what to do and say that I have to do it and I have no choice. Well, screw you. Like who is anyone like what gives anyone the right to tell any person what they can or can't do as long as the person's not harming anyone, then let people be and let them do what they want to do. And I mean, obviously, if someone's harming someone or doing like a crime or doing something bad like that, you gotta like try to intervene or put a stop to it if you can. But or if it's safe to do it. But yeah, I just don't mesh well. I've had issues with all of those things, cops and everything. Like it's bad. But and then also I have a hard time transitioning from one thing to the next. So I'll get stuck doing something. I'll do YouTube, and then after YouTube, I'm sitting there for an hour or 2 hours after, just like chatting with whoever wants to chat, and like I never really say like, all right, well, good night, guys. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go. I'll sit there for an hour, even if I have to be up early and or something pressing I got to go do. I just like don't move on to the next. Or if I'm working on a project, it's hard for me to transition to the next. Or when I wake up in the morning and to get to work, it's hard for me to get out the door and to uh, transition. Basically, I get stuck doing like one thing. Like, or if I play video games, I can get playing them for hours and hours and hours and hours, like 8 hours in a row. So I try not to even start very often. I mean, I play video games and I love them, but I just try not to like get stuck on doing something that's not as productive. So, and yeah, that's just the way I am. If I go to a party, I'm the last one there. I'll just hang around and just like be that the last guy to go home. Like it's part of it. It's just one of those things. So it wasn't really like the main thing. I do have like a mild like struggle with like what's the best way to put it? Like certain life skills, like no one taught me how to invest money, and I feel like I don't know what to do when I make money. It just kind of sits there in my bank account. But that's a lot of people. It's not just an autistic thing, but like I don't know like what it takes to like really buy a house and how to have good credit enough to buy a home of my own. But I mean, there's people that can help me, and there's people that can teach. My brother does real estate for a living. He can walk me through it. Like I've had people try to talk to me about the stock market. I don't. It goes in one ear, not the other. And there's just certain things like I'm not the best at math, but like I'm really good at like history. I love history. I can remember a lot of things. I have a great memory. I know how to like do complicated things with my hands, like building a computer. I'm sure once I build a computer, I'll like easily remember that stuff and be able to do it in a heartbeat on my own. And like I'm great with computers. That's why I know like graphic design and like and video editing and like I'm very like like musically inclined. I can't sing to save my life, but I can learn a piano, or I played the trumpet in high school. There's just some of those things I can do, but and that I'm really good at, and certain things you become like an expert at. But like people that are autistic in general, usually what happens, they have a very narrow window of things that they're interested in, and but those things they're just like so interested, it's almost like an obsession, to where they become like so like knowledgeable and like passionate and just like obsessive in those things, but not so much in other things. And so there's things they know a ton about, other things they know like nothing about. So it's just the way it is. But so that's pretty much my thing. Other than that, I'm fine. I'm just like any other person out there, honestly. But anyways, I just wanted to like share a couple personal things, some thoughts that are on my mind. Oh, and then one other thing, going on along with that, talking about my family. I made a post about this a while ago, and I understand this is a very selfish way of thinking, but it's like I live in a small town, so it's really hard to meet people. It's like almost impossible. Like I usually have to travel to Salt Lake City or Boise or whatever big city is nearby if I want to date, if I want to make friends, if I want to see friends. All my friends, I don't have any friends that live here in the small town. My friends live in Boise. I have a ton of friends in Boise, a ton of friends in Salt Lake. I have more family in Salt Lake, that kind of thing. But I do have some family here. My dad's here, my brother and his wife and 5 kids. And I have an aunt and uncle and some cousins here, but it's not friends, or like dating opportunities are nearly impossible here. So, and not that I have a whole like a lot of interest in dating right now. Like I went through a horrible divorce. I'm not even going to get into any of that on here, but it's like it was so bad and like abusive and like very like my the only thing that I'll say is I'm 99% sure my ex-wife cheated on me. I haven't proved it 100%, but the guy she left me for, they're married now. They're together. So, and yeah, I have some evidence. But anyways, um, but so because of that, and because of my parents' divorce and things, I like am very hesitant to jump into relationships. I see red flags coming from a mile away, and I don't go near them. I don't touch them. I don't want anything to do with it. Like if I notice that you're bringing drama to the table, you're like might have some kind of mental things going on. You're bipolar. You're like have like depression or anxiety. Some minor things you can. Be willing to work through, but it's only minor things. Like if you have anything more than just a minor little bit, sorry, it's not going to work. I'm going to run for the hills. I'm going to like be a million miles away. And there's very specific things that I'm kind of like looking for when it comes to relationships. So much that I feel like I've been engaged to someone who had bipolar, and they broke it off like months before the wedding. I am divorced. I've been in like multiple serious relationships that just didn't work out for whatever reason, and like maybe it's me. Like I'll be the first one to take the blame. It's fine. I mean, it could be an issue with me, but I feel like I notice the issues with other people, and like I don't want to go near any of that. If I see any of it, I'm gonna run. I'm not gonna jump into the relationship, and that's it. But I don't want to talk too much about relationship stuff. But the one thing that it relates to is my family. I'm really close with my family. Me and my siblings, we're all best friends. Like I love my brothers and sisters so much, and my parents also. We're a really close family. I'm very blessed and very lucky to have the family that I have, and. But the thing is, though, my brother got married years back. My brother Aaron, he's 3 years younger than me. The next down is my brother Trent. He's still single, but he's the really goody two shoes ones that has a hard time relating to a lot of the family and has the most big OCD things. And then my brother Cade, who like I was very close with, is the next one down, and he just got married. And then my sister Emily just got married also, and it's kind of like we were best friends. I don't have a lot of friends where I live, and it's kind of like there's a line from the show Boy Meets World. It's one of my favorite shows of all time, and there's a line when Corey gets married to Topanga, and then Sean has to come to terms, and then he's talking to him, He says one of the things I have to understand, like you're no longer going to be my best friend. Like you have a new best friend now. You're married to your best friend, and things are going to be uh, different now. And like it's not to say they're never going to be able to be friends anymore, or they're not going to see each other. They're still going to hang out and see each other, just like in a different way, and like a little less, and like and then a different capacity. And it's kind of what it's been like and what it's going to be like with my siblings. And I know it's selfish. Like I am happy for them that they found like the love of their lives and they got married and they're starting families and they're and like I'm really happy for them. But at the same time, it's like we're all best friends, and that like now all their time's going to be devoted to somebody else, and like I'm not going to be able to have those people there when I'm here just kind of like by myself. I mean, I have family, but like it's not like anyone I'm really hanging out with. They're just family that's there. I mean, I do hang out with them sometimes, but like my siblings were like best friends to me, and we still are. But it's just kind of like I wish that I could have more of their time, and I wish that we could hang out more and like do things best friends do. We still can on occasion, but they all have new people in their lives that are more important for sure, and rightly so. They should be, but it just kind of cuts my time I'm able to spend with them down. So it's a little selfish. I am happy for them, and it's on me. I understand that's me that needs to deal with that and come to terms with with hey, we can still have some time together, but at the same time, they're going to be with their wife or their husband or like whatever, and so that's just the the way it is. And luckily, I really like every single person that any of my siblings has married. They married some awesome people that just fit right in with our family, and so yeah, that's really cool. So, but anyways, I wanted to get a little personal, but not too personal. So I'll stop there. One quick thing because I gotta go and like prep some last minute things for trivia. I want to give you guys a little tour of what my studio, my room is like. So I just have one of the bedrooms downstairs. We got a big huge TV room and like a fitness room with some workout equipment and a big screen TV and all that. And then we have three bedrooms back here, and two of them are empty. They're just guest rooms for when people come to visit. Because my dad was living in this huge house by himself after his divorce, and I think he really enjoys having company, someone staying here. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be here forever, but I'll be here while I have this job, and like I even mentioned to him, like, why don't I just go out and get my own place? I'll go get an apartment or find a roommate somewhere. And he's like, no, like if you're gonna live in the same town and you're single and like just stay here. Like you're welcome here anytime that you want. And he encourages it, and so and he gives me my freedom. I can do anything I want whenever I want. It's just like we're just basically roommates, but we're still family and we still do stuff together. And I love my dad. Like my dad's been there for me for so many things. Like I can't even count the number of times he's been there and just dropped everything for me. So I'm really grateful for him. But and I feel blessed. But so I have one of the bedrooms. So I just made this into my studio. I could have made it like a guest room, but I didn't want to take up an extra guest room. So and I will say that I am a bit of a neat freak. I like things clean. I like things organized. I don't like things too messy. But I really had to cram a lot into this room, and so I like you guys judge for yourself. If you think it's clean, if you think it's messy, I think it's kind of in between. I don't know. That's just me because when you cram things into a small space, it's just hard to find a spot for it all. And just bear with me because I'm gonna have to. I got my mic here and the camera, but they're wired. They're on a wire, so I am only gonna be able to stretch them so far. I tried getting an extender thing for the camera and for the mic to extend the cord, and for whatever reason that they wouldn't work. Like when I hooked them up, the camera and the microphone wouldn't work. So I have to keep them on their short little cords, unfortunately. But so uh, hopefully you can hear me because I'm gonna just take the mic and I'm gonna set it in the middle of my table here where I film, and then hopefully that will, and hopefully it'll stay up. One of the legs, it's on a little tripod thing, and one of the legs likes to collapse. But hopefully you'll be able to hear me. If you can't hear me, just enjoy the visuals, okay? But I'll try to speak a little loud as I'm walking around the room here. And I'm going to take the camera on the tripod. So here, you can see how I do this. Oh, and I'll get into that giant Dr. Sleep poster here in a minute. That's a huge one. I showed off the other day on the channel that I got working for AMC. But there's my screen. I have it hooked to my older TV, my 45-inch or 48. I think it's 48-inch TV. So you can see the StreamYard and everything going there. So I was once a missionary for my church. Let me put a little light on. Here's a little better. So here's a little of my plaque from when I was a missionary. With my scripture. I served in Lubbock, Texas. So there's that. And I got a picture of my temple. That's my one little religious corner of my room. I got some BSU stuff when they won the Fiesta Bowl. I'm a massive Boise State fan, so I got it signed by the team that won that year. Picture of my grandparents, me and my grandparents there when I got married the first time. I thought that it was a pretty funny picture of my grandma just like looking all confused or whatever. My brother Aaron, I got a little sign from when we were like babies. I've literally had that since we were babies. There's my brother Trent behind there, that picture. My Rhett and Link bobblehead, it broke. I had it over here on a shelf over here, and the window was open, and it was really windy, and it blew the wind in and blew the blinds, and it knocked it off and broke Link's head. Link died. Sorry. I might be able to fix that. I don't know. I got some things from like Fan X. Here's my Michael J. Fox. I got my Patrick Stewart up on the hanging on the wall. And then over here, give me a second to pull them out here, but I have my other picture that I got. So that's what's his name from Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse there. And then I got my Cobra Kai picture here. Just bear with me, I'm doing this one-handed. But yeah, I got my Cobra Kai stuff here, so yeah, that's there. My bulletin board, just random stuff, old pictures of friends, old pictures of like my picture of my nephew over there with the soccer picture, just random stuff. I got a bunch of artwork. I'll try to breeze through some of this pretty fast. I got a stack of James Bond movies that I'm planning to watch soon. And then you've seen some of what's behind here, like all my, and I can't get too close because of the cord. So I'm sorry, but you can see the pop figures. You can see I got Top Gun there. I got my Spider-Man. I got this giant Dr. Sleep. So let's talk about that one. The Dr. Sleep was when I worked at the AMC in Tukwila, Washington, just outside of Seattle, and one of the biggest AMCs in the state of Washington. And they gave me that because nobody else wanted it. And it's about 6 feet tall. So I don't know what to do with it. It's too tall for the wall. So either I'm hanging on the side of my house or in another room that has a taller wall, or I might give it away as a giveaway. So we'll see. But, and then this doesn't stretch very far. I don't know if you're even able to see on the other side of my TV. Let me see if I can get it over there. I have a Star Wars thing there. You can see a Force Awakens thing. And then on the wall over there, I have a couple other Star Wars things. But I have a Return of the Jedi on the other side, but it won't stretch. And then I got a couple of my favorite basketball player, Kevin Garnett, and a signed picture of the cast of Harry Potter. So those are just a few little things I have. I got way more nerdy stuff than that, but that's just what I have hanging on my wall. I just thought I'd do that for fun and just show you guys a little look at what I have in my place in my studio. So just a little inside look. I thought someday I should do that, and then eventually, once I gotta find that other receiver for the microphone, but that's a little concerning. But when I find that and I can become more mobile, I'll be able to record from my phone or eventually get another camera, that type of thing. But anyways, I gotta run though because I got the last little bit of setup for trivia that I gotta do. So tune in about an hour from now. We're doing the Seen and Heard movie trivia. It's going to be the Grand Champions match. It's going to be a fun time. And For those of you that tuned in, thank you very much. I'm gonna post all about this after the fact, so people that they want to tune in, they want to get an inside look into part of my life, then you people will be able to do that. I'll post it on social media after trivia, probably. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We had Brian Nussbaum watching, JPO. So thanks, guys. And yeah, I won't really give any real plug. Just watch the Schmodown Friends and Family group on Facebook. That's the best place to get updates. And then tune into trivia. We'll be back in an hour with some Grand Champions trivia. So, but I don't really have any kind of the intros or the outros on here. So I'm just going to throw up this right there. Oh yeah, and you can see some of the other like graphics that I made for this real quick. I'll flash them. That's the regular one you're going to see when you come to the channel. That's going to be the one up in the corner you see there, the little like watermark or whatever you call it. And then this is going to be our banner on the channel, and we might throw up that one from time to time. So, but anyways, that'll do it, guys. I appreciate you tuning in, and we will catch you later.